Okay, let's do few more example. So we have done till 4, that is print prime numbers till 100. We tried with printing till 1000 also. So let's move ahead and try to find the factorial. So let's clear this one. It is still running. Okay, so let's close everything and let's create one more class. Let's say that factorial, and the package, the same package I'm using, basics examples. So let's write one main method. So here for this input is a number that we are going to take from, will take from user input, means we will use a scanner. Next we will process it. Processing it, basically we will call one method here and we will print the output. Okay, so let's do that. Let's take the input. Let's use a scanner, new scanner. I'm using system.in so that user can provide input from console. So we want to take integer. So let's take example as input. I want to take input into the integer variable input. So I will say next int. So we got the input. Now we will use one method, get factorial, and we will pass this input over there, and this method whatever returns I will return into a integer. Factorial result. Okay, now if I get the output I will print it. That's pretty simple. Now task is to create the process, how to find the factorial of a given input. So for that let's create method. Okay, by default I am returning 0. So let's talk about factorial. Factorial of a number is 1 into 2 into till n. So if I give, if n is equal to 5, then factorial will be 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5. So this will become 120. So this is what I need to find out from this program. So what we will do, we will start with int I is equal to 1. I pressed some wrong button. Okay, so I is equal to 1, I less or equal to input I plus plus. So the fact will be, say, let's take example, let's take one in variable fact, and it is 1. So fact will be fact into I. So return the fact. Okay, so after return, this is the last, this is the statement. After that, if you use anything, say x is equal to 0, that is always unreachable code, because this is the last point of the execution of any method. Okay, so let's try to take the example. We will take from, it is printing the last one. Let's run it. Configuration, new, factorial. I want to take example 5, so the result is 120. Let's run it again. Say 10, this is the value of factorial 10. If I take example of 6, that is 720. So in other way, you can say that fact of 5 is equal to 5 into fact of 4, right? So so what here we are doing, if I remove this one, this is nothing but fact of 4 fact. So 5 into fact of 4 will be, so if I give one example as if I give one input as something called, say, 5, so we can do this calculation by using recursion program. So let's try to make another method which will give you in the way of recursion. So recursion is nothing but calling the function, same function inside a function. So get factorial, say using static, I will call this method inside this method itself. So if input is 1, so it will be always factorial will be 1. Otherwise, in fact equal to input into get factorial using static n minus 1. So sorry, n is nothing but here input. Let's remove everything and return the fact. So if I use using a static, I should see the same result. If I give 6, I should see the same result. What is the benefit here? Benefit of using recursion is it is less code and it uses the data structure, that is stack, while running the program. So it uses the stack data structure inside when it executes internally. So let's try to play with giving some more values inside this. Let's give 8, let's give few more, let's give 25, it is this much, let's keep 26. So if you see here till 25 the result is seems good, but the moment you give more than 26, more than 25, the result is absurd. This again happens because of limitation of how integer can hold it. So to solve this kind of situation, we have to go for wrapper classes to hold the big numbers. So in this case we will go for big integer. So we'll take input as integer, and we will return in case of we will return big integer. So return big integer dot value of 1, right? So in case of others, we will say big integer fact is equal to input. Input is nothing but here big integer dot value of input dot multiply big integer. So it will be input minus 1. So it will be big integer. So let's run it. So I want to give 26. The value is good enough to print here. So if you see, now you can see the correct result of factorial 26. If I give say 50, which is even much more than 26, you will see the proper result of factorial 50. So this is how you can manage when you are handling with long data. So when range is more, you can go for big integer for numeric integer values. So here what we are doing, we are just trying to get the input. Say if I give 5, if I give 26 multiplied by factorial of 25. So while trying to give the factorial of 25, it will go here. So 25 into factorial of 24, and that will go recursively, and finally it will return the value of fact. So let's try to give some bigger value, 100. So this is factorial of 100, which is too huge number. Okay, let's go to next problem. So we have tried finding factorial, we have tried finding factorial for big numbers. Let's check the last problem. So that is, if I give a number, how to know that it is palindrome or not. So let's create one class for this. In the same package, example, I will say palindrome. So to check a palindrome number, we have to understand first what is palindrome. So I have written main method. Here again the approach is same. First we have to look about input. So I will take from user then process it and then print the result. So input, if I take as a number called, say example 1 2 3, so if I take example of 1 2 3, so the result should come 3 2 1. This is what expectation, this is expected value. So expected value is 3 2 1 for input 1 2 3. So for process, if it gives 3 2 1, then it is yes, sorry, if the result value is, if result is equal to input, then it is palindrome, else it is not a palindrome. So for example, if you give 3 2 3, so the reverse of this is 3 2 3. So input and result both are same here, so this number is palindrome. So we will see here from 11 to 99, which is palindrome. From 1001 to 999, how many numbers those are palindrome, we will see. So let's write one process. Process is, we have to check boolean, say is palindrome equal to, so check palindrome. I am passing my input here. Okay, so what I need to do, I need to create a method first. So first I need to how to take the input. So input we will take as a standard way, scanner s is equal to new scanner, taking system dot in, and because we need input, integer input, I will say int input is equal to sc dot next int. Okay, so this input I got. So let's write one method. So it is returning by default false. So based on the logic we will return it. So first let's try to find out reverse of any number. Let's initialize with 1. So what we need to do, we have to, while input is greater than 0, we have to do some processing while input is greater than 0. Suppose your number has given 232 for example. So how to find out the reverse? First we need to find out 2, then what we will do? We will multiply it with 10, so that is 20. So next time it will be, so first time it will be 20, reverse value will be 20. Second time 20 into 10, sorry, 1 into 10 plus 2. Second time 20 into 10 plus 3, that is something is wrong, some logic is wrong. Let's see it later. Let me make first logic. So what I need, reverse equal to reverse into 10 plus input divided by modulus by 10. So say first time it is 1, so it will become 10 plus 2, that is 12. So next time what will happen, 12 plus 12 into 10, that is 120. 120 plus 3, that is 123. Next time it happens 123. There is something wrong.